All right, you guys. I hope everyone is doing wonderfully. I wanted to jump in quickly and do a live for today to talk to you about the latest Facebook ads marketing trends. If you are, first of all, a marketer, this could be a very interesting one for you. And if you're a business owner and you try to do your own ads for yourself, that's also a very interesting session for you. So stay tuned.
Welcome, everybody. You are listening to the Omnichannel Podcast, a podcast from digital marketers to digital marketers. I'm your host, Dominika Legrand, and my mission is to help fellow marketers and entrepreneurs to grow their businesses online. So, buckle up and let's get started.
All right. So, I want to give you a bit of a context of today's episode and explain to you why I felt like this is very much needed to be said and in a live session as well. Because what ended up happening yesterday is that I was scrolling inside of one of the Facebook ads groups, and I like to help out there. Sometimes go comment, just give some value to people, just like in this session. So I like to go and comment and just try to help people on the spot if I can. And what happened is that someone was asking about like if they need to set up separate campaigns for their warm, cold, and hot audiences. And do they need to do a separate one? And the idea was to run ads to a landing page that was a video sales letter, and then there was actually giving them some value. It's same to me like a webinar funnel, and then that was leading down into book a call and then essentially a sale. Okay, so as I was getting ready to comment that you should not be actually you should be segmenting your audiences, but if you're leading the audiences to the same part, if you're leading a cold audience, that might not be a good idea, or just trying to get into all the strategic things that I see all of the other people that are commenting were doing. I was thinking about it that it's just not something I like to do anymore, and I don't do it for my clients either. And then got me thinking that maybe I should talk about this more. Okay, so just to give you a brief overview of how things were in the past, I can tell you that what ended up happening, I was actually creating a nice slide for you. I might show that to you if you're listening to this over the podcast. That's cool too. You might want to come and check or come to Omnichannel's podcast page as well. You can find it there too. But essentially, it got me thinking to like, how do I explain this process of what happened before? And then I'll just give you like what's the biggest trend and why it's working like magic when it comes to you generating leads in your business. Okay. So, old way. Okay. In the old way, essentially what happened, and that was kind of like this guy, right? So what we had going on is that was an advertisement that was leading people to a video sales letter page or an opt-in page where they drop their emails, they view a content. It was a video, it was a webinar, whatever. And then that was like inciting them to book a call to then be sold after. Okay, that was the intent of it. And the way it was organized, technically it was organized as a conversion campaign. So that was the objective of these campaigns. And there has to be a segmentation going on, right? And there has to be a retargeting going on, because at each stage of whether or not you click on the ad, okay? That's the first intent. The second intent, you land on the page and you opt in, you put your emails, or your customers put their emails. And then from then on, that they put their emails, they view a content, okay? And then they book a call, okay? And that lands to a thank you so much for booking a call. So essentially, in each stage, there has to be an optimization happening, okay? So you optimize first for clicking on the page, landing on the page. You optimize second for me submitting my emails and landing on the video page. And then if I didn't book a call, then you retarget and optimize for the thank you page. And that is like 3 different optimizations, right, at that point. And the bad thing about it is that it costs a lot of money. And a lot of the times, what marketers like to do is that once they get your emails, they are going to spam the living shit out of you until you buy, okay? So sometimes the fact that you have given your email and you haven't even watched a video, webinar, whatever, like that was already for them a signal that you are somewhat a lead. And then they would harass the shit out of you by email, which is, I'm sure at some point it works, and I'm sure it's something that could work still to this day, but it was kind of lost in like translation. Okay. The other thing that marketers started doing after is that, okay, cool. So we have an email that didn't book a call, but we have an email, right? And then they were just emailing them, just like I said before. Or if they were submitting phone numbers at the beginning, they were just calling them on the phone, okay? Which is, again, it still can work, but first of all, I personally don't like to give my phone numbers on these pages because I know they're gonna call me. Like, oh my God, like every time I was giving, even if to order my book, right? And the salesperson was like 5 minutes later calling me from the US. Oh my God, I can't speak anymore. So the salesperson was calling me from the US. It was like a Texas number. I was like, what the fuck, and emailing me like, hey, I tried to catch you on the call. Like, dude, like, hello, I just ordered a book, and I'm sure it works, right? Like, there was an intent to, I did order a book for myself, but then I didn't want to buy or be sold something else. And even that wasn't unsolicited, I didn't book myself in. They have my number and they run with it. So for me, that was not something, especially in this like online world. If you are selling products online, you might not want to be emailed, or email is fine, but called on your phone, on your personal phone number, right? So maybe if it's like a local brick and mortar and you give your phone number, everything is happening over the phone. But like if you're getting an ad and you want to get yourself a book, for example, and you're being called by a salesperson like 5 minutes after, it's just, I don't know, it's just not cool in my book, okay? So that was the second step. They took a step further. They started calling people before they viewed a webinar and before they viewed a video, whatever, to book them right away, right? But then we don't trust that process per se. I wasn't giving a real phone number after all, like I learned my lesson. So then we'll still ended up the harassment cycle, emails, more emails, more emails, right? So that didn't work, obviously. Now, in 2022, what I see like the top marketers do, and that's what I did for my clients as well, and that's what I'm doing for myself as well. Thank you so much for putting myself in the top marketers. But what we do now is a bit different, and fully funnel people to a group. Okay, so that's the secret. So what we do is, I'm going to explain to you why it works. But what we do is that we give them a reason to join to the group. Sometimes it's literally, hey, here's my cool group. I'm going to show you in a second. But you have an advertisement that leads to an opt-in page. It's a very simple lead gen page where you put an email in and then, thank you so much. Here's my cool group. Join. And that's it. And with that, with those new types of ways, we managed to cut back our ad costs like significantly. And I do have some slides here to support my claims. I want to show you 1 second. But the thing is with this one is if I was to do, and I'm going to show you this, if you're watching this live, if I was to do like a very simple webinar lead magnet stuff, it would be quite costly. Like I would be paying about 100 for a strategy call and about $1 on average for a cost per click, right? I don't want to go into the numbers and details because that might be boring for you. But basically, with the group funnels, those group funnels, we can get cheap leads, very, very cheap leads, right? And it's not even about just building your email list, but also putting a face behind those emails and then filtering them further. Okay. Let me show you this just very quickly. This is something that was happening in May, just for one of my clients. Just wanted to put, we had 146 leads. We paid about $1. Our cost per click was 0.11, which is with the webinars around 1 or even higher actually. So we had 9 times less cost per click with this one. And the cool thing about it is that we don't have to retarget. Like once you opt in, you come to the group and we incentivize for people to come to the group. Okay. So wanted to show you what happens. Okay. So you have an ad that leads to a landing page that is incentivizing, that's giving you something, right? Either it's like, here's my cool group, that's a cool community. If you join it, you get some, templates, freebies, whatever. That could be the intent. Or it could just be the workshop funnel, right? Or the webinar, or not webinar, but some live event. Okay, workshops, masterclass, boot camps, challenge, whatever you want to call them. And that would lead to the group. Okay. But both of these times, the only thing we're doing is like a simple lead generation, lead conversion campaign, and we're optimizing for that one thank you page. Okay. And that's where we full stop here. That's where we stop. Because if the incentive and your incentive is good enough, then people really, really, really want to come to the group to be a part of it. Okay. And if the event, then they opt in with their emails and they didn't end up in the group because they just missed the button, you can still send them your harassment email. In fact, we did a separate list for the dumbos who didn't make it to the group. It was like 100 of them out of 300 for this campaign. But we did a separate list for those people and just like sent them some reminders like, hey, come to the cool group if you want to watch the cool training, right? Or the cool live event, whatever we, figured out there. But it was more likely for them to come because there was some incentives. Okay. And I want to show you another cool thing about it. So first of all, with this method, we can save a lot of money. Okay. We don't have to retarget in every fucking way and segment. But at the same time, I'm able to give them an incentive, get away with my very simple lead gen campaign. It doesn't have to be a landing page, guys. It can just be a freaking lead form with Facebook. Here's a lead form. Sign up for this cool thing and then just lead them to the group. Thank you page and then to the group. Okay. You don't have to even send people away from your page. But in this case, we just created a landing page because we wanted to make it cool, right? So you can get away with that. Just simple lead gen campaign, optimized for the thank you page. It's very, very easy and it's like very, very cost effective. Okay. The other thing which is cool, which is you're gonna get the emails for sure. Like that is something that you're gonna get. And if whatever you're leading them is good, and if your incentive is good enough, so people want to join, then I don't even have to think about retargeting because we have more than enough cool people in the group, right? But you could, if you wanted to, just run a very simple traffic and retarget those people that are listed to the landing page but didn't opt in. Of course, it's doable, it's possible, right? But we have an email and we have a face because once they join in our group for that specific purpose, we give a purpose to the group. Either it's a community that we are building, but from then on, they fill in the intake forms, the questions of the group, and we already know their biggest challenges, struggles, and that's, the beauty of it. and they literally become a face. Okay, so from not knowing anything, just an email with all those webinar funnels, now we know who the person is, we see their photos, their profiles, and we also know their biggest issue. And on top of that, we can also check like the quality lead, right? Like you can click on your profile, just check out like who are we attracting? Is this our type of customer or not? Or we can just send them straight a message on Messenger and it's like, hey, what's going on, you know? So that's how you move someone from just the email harassment campaign, spending a ton of money for no reason, into making them an actual face and then keeping that connection going. Like you have your tribe, you have your group, you can keep feeding that beast over and over until you build that community that you're looking for. And you can literally turn that could be your go-to page. And you can still do the email marketing. Like, don't get me wrong, that still can work. I'm not saying it's not. You can maintain relationship with the group, you can maintain relationship with emails, and you can maintain relationship by reaching out directly with DMs if you wanted to. Okay? And that's how most of our marketers are proceeding. I'm going to show you a funnel and how it looks like, and this is the last thing we're going to talk about today. But this is a freelance growth group Facebook, like I can't even say it. Freelance Growth Tools Facebook group. And this is a very simple funnel. And if you're watching it on the video, you can see it literally says send my group invitation. And then you are redirected to the group. That's all it happens. You submit your email and then you go to the group. And that's literally showing the community and telling you the benefits. Like this is like very much so a very purposefully designed group for a specific group of people. And that's where the ad is leading. Okay, so I just showed you here the landing page. So the incentive here is the community. And I'm telling you, the group is already designed to sell. Like the first pin post to the claim your freebie, it's already designed to sell. Okay, what happens inside of this community? And I went in because I wanted to just snoop myself. So what happens? You go in, use a pin post. You can get some marketing templates or something, like some Facebook ads. I don't even know what was it, but you have to watch like a 15 minutes video for that one, and you have to book a call with them to receive your free templates. So that's how they do it. So you watch it, and then you can book a call, which is not a sales call, of course, and then you get your freebies. But in our case, we just do workshop funnels, and we give them a cool workshop, and we sell them after the workshop. So that's the first thing, that they're already getting sold, but they stay within the community. And that's, another workshop, another engagement. It can go on perpetuity. Okay. So that's how we cut our costs in 2022. We put a face behind the lead. We put their desires next to their face. And from then on, we are much more targeted with our approach to then keep that relationship going. Okay, we're not losing those leads. They're not going anywhere. They stick with us in our community, in our circle. And that's so much more effective, by the way, than any other, lead gen techniques that I've been seeing. So if you are selling something online, okay, or you have a product that you're selling online, or you just want to build your authority and have a tribe and then sell after. You don't even know what you want to sell, but you want to create a tribe, okay? And you want to create a tribe that would actually be engaged with what you have to, let me exit from here, what you have to say. Then go with this approach, okay? Me and my team can help you to execute this flawlessly. Either it's coming up with a workshop idea for you, if that's what you want to do to incentivize and build your group, or just having to build a very simple, just like you saw, or you have to come see if you haven't, but a very simple opt-in page where we tell them why they should join your awesome tribe. and then building that tribe and helping you monetize it. Okay. So super, super, super important to understand that for you. And if you need help with that, do reach out to me, drop me a message. You can drop me a message if you're listening at contact@dominikalegrand.com. That is Dominika with K-A. Legrand is Legrand. Okay, so check that one out if you want to message me personally, and we can take it from there and see what we can do for you. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.